Have you ever stood before a grave, a stone for a life you loved, and wondered, do they feel me here? Do they know I cam? This question pierces the very veil between our worlds. You place flowers, you whisper a paye, but a cold doubt can creep in. Is this just for me? Is me loved one truly aware of this moment? Or is this just un empty ritual for me own solace? I am Carlo Acutis. In me short life, I was obsessed with this page between heaven and earth. And God, in his infinite mercy, granted me a glimpse into this sacred, profound mystery. Today, I will share with you what a soul truly experiences when you visit its final resting place. The truth is more beautiful and startling than you have ever been led to believe. The greatest human fear is not death itself, but being forgotten. We fear that those we love fade into silence, their memory lost to time. This deep fear is a deception, a shadow. This doubt comes from a spiritual blindness, in your hearts that said death is a final wall, but it is not a wall, it is a door, and he was shown the care to communicating through it. Stay with me, he will not only reveal what they feel, but he will teach you the exact way to pay at a grave to transform your visit from an act of sorrow into a real living encounter. He know your heart ache. You search for a sign, for comfort, for proof that your love still matters, that your visit is received. This sacred longing is not in vain, he promises you. The secret is this, the soul is not trapped in the ground. It is free, but your act of love, your paye, your very tears, they are not lost. They are heave as a brilliant light in eternity. Be the end of this message, you will never see a cemetery the same way again. You will see it not as a place of endings, but as consecrated ground for powerful and holy communication. Before he reveal this holy secret, he must ask for a small act of faith from you. This is essential for your heart to be truly prepared to receive the consolation God wants to give you. Go to the command now and write these 4 simple words. Me love is éternel. It is a declaration, a paye, and a powerful signal that you are ready to believe in this holy page. This action is more than typing. It is our act of defiance against the lie that death is the end. You are joining a cohesive soul who choose to believe in the communion of sin. When you write this, you are not just speaking to a screen. You are speaking into eternity. You are sending a wave of love directly to the soul you miss, a powerful spiritual message. He also invites you to share the first name of the loved one you are thinking of right now. Let us fill this space with their memory, honoring the lives they lived and the love they gave. Do not think these names are unseen. Every name written here is a paye. He will see them. And more importantly, heaven itself takes notice of every single act of loving human hearts. This is your first step to turning a place of sorrow into a portal of grace. Your engagement opens a channel for the peace that I am about to share with you. Your heart must be open. Look at the other command. You are part of a family of faith, all connected by the same love and the same holy question. We are united in this journey toward understanding and peace. Each person who type émigrec love yes, éternel prépare their soul for the truth. You are building the foundation upon which God can pour his grace and reveal the beauty of his plan. Now that your intention is set and your faith is declared, let us move forward. He will now share the parable that God used to teach me this sacred truth about the life beyond the veil. My own guide in this mystery was the great Saint Francis of Assisi. He was a soul who understood the invisible threads that connect all of God's beautiful and vast creation. His ability to speak with Brother Wolf and Sister Sparrow was not a fairy tale. It was proof that he could perceive the spiritual reality that just beneath our material world. God often granted him vision while he was in Paye near the Portiuncula, the little church he had built with his own arm. This was his gateway, his thin place to heaven. Here he often felt the joyful presence of his frères who had already passed into eternal life. He felt their peace, their encouragement, and most of all, their continued love. To Francis, this was not strange or supernatural, it was perfectly natural. The church is one family, a single body, with some members on earth and some already safe in heaven. One day, a young friar, his heart heavy with grief for a brother who had died, approached Francis. He asked the very same question that now troubled your own loving soul. Father Francis, the young man asked, his voice trembling slightly, when we kneel and pray at our brother's grave, does his soul truly hear us, or is it only for us? Francis did not answer with a complex theological argument. He simply placed a arm on the friar's shoulder, his gaze filled with a light that dispelled all of the doubt. He then shared a simple parable, a story from God's creation, to explain this divine mystery. It is this parable that was revealed to me and which I now share with you. Think of a soul, Francis began, his voice as gentle as the wind, not as something buried in the earth, but as a songbird finally freed from its old earthly cage. This bird, now free, does not simply fly away to a distant land, forget field of the garden where it all saw its song, where it was loved, where it was so cherished. Instead, it finds a new home on a branch of the great tree of life. This is a mystical tree whose roots are on earth, but its guest perch reach into heaven itself. From this holy perch, the bird can still perceive the garden below. It hears the wind in the leaves, the gentle air, and most clearly of all, it hears the voices of love. Your visit to the grave, your moment of remembrance, is not a sad whisper lost in the wind. It is the clearest, most beautiful melody rising up from that garden. And your paye, your heartfelt words for that soul, is like a handful of the most precious seeds, a spiritual gift of nourishment that reaches the songbird instantly. And what of our tears? The friar asked. They are not beaten top of sorrow, Francis replied. They are like the pure, cleansing morning dew that falls upon the land. These tears of love do not cause pain. They wash the bird's feathers, making its eternal song of praise for God even more beautiful, more vibrant, and much more pure. This simple story, this divine insight from a saint who lived in constant communion with God, is the care. Francis saw the world not as we see it, but as God sees it. He understood that death does not survey the sacred bore of love. It only changes the form of our communication, elevating it to a spiritual plan, a holier connexion. This is the authority of the saint. This ancient wisdom, passed from soul to soul, is the foundation for the startling révélation I am now finally prepared to give you. The parable of Francis is the doorway. Now I will guide you through it and to the very throne room of truth, where God allowed me to see what a pen. It is a holy and awesome mechanism of love. The soul of your loved one is not hovering over the grave. That is a mere image. The reality is infinitely more majestic, more integrated, and to the very being of God, the source of all life. Think of the soul as a note in God's divine symphony. It vibrates in harmony with Him, but it still retains its unique melody, the one you loved so dearly and remember so well on this earth. This soul, now existing in eternity, is not bound by space or time as we are. Yet the bond of love you forged on earth remains as real and as strong as ever. They are unbreakable core. These core of love are spiritual pathways. They are living connexions that transcend death. Your act of visiting the grave is not a memory. It is our activation of this sacred, divine pathway. Here is the first path of the révélation. Your loved one is acutely aware of you, not through eyes or ears, but through this bond of love, which acts as a spiritual sense, a direct perception. They perceive your presence not as a physical shape, but as a familiar, unmistakable light. Your unique soul has a signature, a color of light that they recognize instantly with pure joy. When you stand at their grave, you are not just standing on earth. You are standing at the physical enchant point of this spiritual connexion, a place consecrated by memory and by sacrament. The cemetery becomes a holy ground, our embassy between worlds. Your focused attention and love at that specific spot makes the signal incredibly clear, like speaking directly into a microphone. Your loved one's soul, bathed in the light of God, feels a sudden, beautiful resonance along that core of love. It is a warmth, a pulling, a notification that says, you are remembered. And this is where the mystery deepens. The soul does not simply feel good about this. Your act of love has a profound and tangible effect on their state of being or their eternal journée. Your prayers spoken with a sense heart at that grave do not travel up as words. They arrive instantly as a shower of grace, a torrent of pure, liquid light that washes over the soul. If that soul is in its final purification, this grace is like a cool, soothing balm on a burn. It alleviates their longing and accélérate their journée into the full embrace of God's love. You become un active participant in their salvation. Your earthly love is converted into heavenly currency, a suffrage that pays a debt of love and extends their entry into perfect paradise. This is the startling truth. Your visée is not passive remembrance. It is our active work of mercy, a powerful spiritual intervention that you, the living, have the unique power to perform. And what of your tears? You fear they bring sadness. This is the great misunderstanding. Your tears of love are not so wholesome to them, they are holy. They are seen as precious jewels. Each tear shed in loving memory is transformed. It arrives not as water, but as a drop of sanctifying grace, further purifying the soul and adding to the brilliance of its future glory. They do not feel your pain as you feel it. They feel the pure love that is the source of your pain. They experience the cause, your immense love, not the earthly effect of temporary loss. Think of it this way, you are sending them raw spiritual energy. Your love, your pain, your memory, your tears, they are all pot fuel for their journey homeward to the Father's ooze. The simple act of placing a flower is not lost. The beauty and life of that flower is translated into a spiritual reality, a fragrant offering that delights them and gives glory to God. This communication is a two-way street, though we often only perceive one direction. When they receive your gift of light, they are filled with our immense gratitude that flows back to you. They immediately turn to God and pose your act of love to Him. They say, look, Father, at the love they still hold for me. Bless them, protect them, pour your grace upon them now. Your loved one becomes your most powerful intercessor at that very moment. Your visée empowers them to advocate for you before the throne of God with a renewed and specific fervor. You may not feel this return of grace as a sudden miracle. It may come as a quiet peace in your heart, a sudden strength to face the day, or a sense of clarity you did not have before. This is the active communion of Saint. It is not a doctrine in a book. It is a living, breathing exchange of love and grace that you can activate anytime you choose to remember and pray. The most startling part of the révélation received is this. The intensity of their experience is directly proportional to the sincerity and purity of the love with which you come to them. A visée made out of empty habit is a fair whisper, but a visée made with a heart full of authentic love and paye is a thunderclap of grace that echoes through all of eternity. The soul does not just receive your paye, it unites its own paye with you. The two become one, magnified be their position in eternity, and presented to God as a single, powerful plea. So when you pray for their peace, they are simultaneously praying for you. When you ask for their forgiveness, they are asking God to pour mercy upon you. It is a perfect, holy echo. You are, in that moment, forming a team, a partnership between heaven and earth, united in a single purpose, mutual sanctification and the greater glory of God, our loving and merciful Father. This is why visiting a grave is so important. It is not about worshipping the dead. It is about honoring the bore of love and activating a sacrament of grace for both you and for them. Do not let anyone tell you it is a morbid or useless act. It is one of the most powerful spiritual works of mercy you can perform, with consequences that ripple across both worlds. The devil wants you to believe it is un petit gesture. He wants you to feel isolated, to think death is a final victory. He lie. Your love is the weapon that prove him wrong every time. Every visée, every paye is a nail in the coffin of despair. It is a declaration of faith in the resurrection and in the promise that Jesus made, that love is stronger than death. The soul you love is not gone. They have simply gone ahead, and from their new vantage point, they are waiting, hoping that you will use this sacred care to communicate with them. From their perspective, your visée is a festival of light, a moment when the veil thins and the love that defined their life or earth rush in to greet them in their new, eternal home. They see the entirety of your love, not just the moment. They see the memory you shared, the sacrifice you made, the seal ways you cared for them. All of it arrive in that one paye. This is why your presence is so powerful. You bring with you the entire history of your shared love, and you lay it as a gift, an offering, at the feet of God on their spiritual behalf. They feel no impatience or sadness. In eternity, time is deaf. For them, your visée feels like a constant, pause reality of love, not a fleeting moment that comes and goes. They are more alive now than they ever were on earth, and they are more connected to you in spirit than they ever could have been in the flesh. This is the great and beautiful paradox. Do you understand the power you hold? You are a source of consolation for the soul in heaven. You, the pilgrim on earth, can bring joy and grace to those who are already in a state of glory. For soul already in heaven, your paye do not help them get there. Instead, your love add to their accidental glory, the joy they receive from seeing God's plan unfold on earth. They take your love and fashion it into a crown of intercession, which they then lay at the feet of the Blessed Mother, asking her to dispense the grace you need most in your own life. So you are never just praying asterisk for asterisk them. You are always praying asterisk with asterisk them. This is the sacré mécanisme of the Church triomphante and the Church militante working as one single loving body. Your simple, humble visée to a piece of ground becomes an act of cosmic significance, a participation in the divine economy of salvation that connect all souls through the heart of Christ. So when you start at that cave, know this: you are not alone. You are in the presence of a great mystery, standing on the threshold of two worlds, linked by the unbreakable share of love. Your loved one feels your presence as a brilliant light. They receive your payes as a cleansing grace. They see your tears as pursued jewels, and they feel your love as a profound joy. In return, they become your most ardent advocate, taking your love and transforming it into a powerful paye for your own protection, your own peace, and your own ultimate salvation. This is the secret that was shown to me. Death is not a wall of silence. It is a sacred page built of love and memory and crossed by the holy power of sense and heartfelt paye. Never again doubt the value of your visée. Never again believe it is un petit ritual. It is a holy encounter, a divine appointment, a foretaste of the union that awaits us all. Many believe the grave is a place of finality. This is the first and greatest error we must now correct. It is not an end, but a sacred threshold, a place of a holy encounter. You think the body is mere dust, that the location is thus irrelevant, but that body was a temple of the Holy Spirit. The ground that holds it is consecrated by this sacred past. You believe your sadness brings them pain. This is a misunderstanding of heavenly love. They do not feel your sorrow as a burden, but see the pure love which is its very source. You try to hold back tears, thinking you must be strong for them. Let them flow freely. Each tear is not weakness, but a liquide paye, a pursuit offering they receive as a gem. Some feel guilt if they cannot visit often. The soul in eternity does not count the days. One visée of a pure heart is more pot than 1,000 visées made from mere obligation. You may feel you must recite formal payer perfectly. This is not so. The soul hears the two langage of your heart. A seal thought of love is as loud as a shouted payer. A great error is to think that finding happiness again is a betrayal. No, your joy on earth give them great joy in heaven. They want you to live fully, to embrace God's gift of life. You fear that if you are happy, you are forgetting them. This is impossible. The core of love is truly permanent. Your healing does not erase memory, it honors the love they gave you. Many assume the soul is distinct, occupied with heavenly mate. The truth is, love makes them intimately pers to you. They are more aware of your life now than ever before. You might think you are bothering them with your small daily problem. This is false. They long to help you. Your needs give them a holy purpose to intercede for you before God. The belief that you are talking to yourself is a temptation from the enemy of op. Every word of love is heard, every memory shared is felt. You are in a true living dialogue. You might feel unworthy to perform such a holy act, that this is for Saint. No, this page of love is for every soul. Your love is your qualification. It is all you will ever need. Another correction, you think of them as they were in sickness or old age. They are not. They exist in their perfected state, in the full strength and beauty of their created soul. You worry that recalling a painful memory will cause them to souffrir again. They feel no pain. They see that memory through God's mercy as a trial that has now been overcome. To believe they might hold a grudge against you is to apply ma limi to a divine state. In God's light, all is forgiven. They feel only a desire for your own reconciliation. The idea that they are trapped or earthbound is a pagan superstition. They are free in God. The grave is not their prison, but a consecrated portal for your communication. You may leave flowers and think the gesture ends there. Wrong. Their sense of that beauty, a gift from creation, is transmitted to them as a spiritual fragrance of your great love. To think your small payer is insignificant is to misunderstand God's economy. He used the humble to do great things. Your payer is a powerful lever that moves the heart of heaven. The world tells you to let go and move on, as if memory were a burden. The truth is, you must hold on to love and move forward with them, now as your heavenly companion. Some believe the dead are asleep until the final jugement. This is not the full picture. They are awake in Christ, conscious, and actively participating in the life of the church. You see a cold stone with a name and date. This is a profound error in vision. You must see it as un altar upon which you can place the holy sacrifice of your love and remembrance. Do not think that they see your person and judge you. They see your struggles with compassion and pray with even greater intensity for your strength and for your ultimate victory. The secular world sees grief as a psychological process to be managed. This is a cold view. It is a sacred journey, a spiritual state with the power to sanctify both you and them. You fear their silence, taking it as proof of their absence. But you must learn to listen differently. Their response come not in words, but in peace, in strength, in soudaine grâce. The belief that this connexion fade over time is a lie against love's nature. Love does not decay. It deepens, purifies, and becomes more pot as it is spiritualized. You might think only family can have this bond. False. A bond of true friendship, of spiritual kinship, is as strong and eternal as any bond of blood, and often even more so. Do not believe that you must feel an emotional sensation for the visite to be successful. Your act of faith is the success. The spiritual effect is real, whether you feel it or not. The idea that they are now stranger to you, transformed beyond recognition, is wrong. They are more themselves than ever, their unique personality purified and perfected in God's love. You think you are praying asterisk to asterisk them. The deeper truth is that you are inviting them to pay asterisk with asterisk you. You are joining your voice to theirs, creating a powerful, united chorus. Do not see the cemetery as a city of the dead. That is a pagan image. See it as a garden where the seeds of the resurrection are sleeping, awaiting the final, glorious time. The error is to focus on the loss. The correction is to focus on the new relationship. You have not lost a loved one. You have gained a powerful, personal intercessor in heaven. You may feel that your life is now separate from theirs. This is our illusion of our earthly perspective. In the body of Christ, there is no true separation. You are still connected. The belief that you must be in a church to pray effectively is incomplete. The consecrated ground of a cemetery is a holy place, a sanctuary for this specific work of divine mercy. You see other visitors and feel you are all isolated in your private grief. Wrong. You are part of a seal army of love, all fighting against despair with act of remembrance. Do not think that they have forgotten the small shared moments, the jokes, the meals, the care times. These memories are the fabric of your bond and are cherished in eternity. The world teaches that death is a natural failure of the body. The church teaches it is a conquered enemy. Your visit is an act of defiance against that enemy's apparent victory. You might believe that only souls in purgatory need your paye. This is not the whole truth. Souls in heaven receive your love as an increase to their joy and glory before God. The fear that you might be practicing necromancy is a grave error. You are not summoning the dead. You are communicating with the living through the channel God himself has provided. You believe your grief is a private affair. This is a modern mistake. Your grief, offered to God, has communal power. It can win grace for other souls who are also in need. Do not think that this is a one-time revelation. This is a living reality you must cultivate. The bridge is always there, but you must choose to cross it with your love and faith. The error is to see the past as something that is gone forever. The correction is to see it as a foundation, a story that is still being written by your love and their intercession. You fear that your loved one may not have made it to heaven. Do not despair. Your paye now have immense power to help them on their journey. Your love can still save them. The belief that you are powerless in the face of death is the ultimate lie of the devil. Through paye, you have been given immense power to serve, comfort, and aid the departed. You think of heaven as a distant, static place. It is not. It is a dynamic reality, a kingdom that is impacted by the battle for soul that is still being waged here on earth. The greatest correction is this: do not see your visit as looking back at a life that is over. See it as looking forward to the joyful and certain union that God promised to all. You might think that their work on earth is done. This is not true. Through their intercession, which you activate with your paye, their work of love and mercy can now continue. Do not let your mind be clouded by complex theological questions about the exact state of the soul. Focus on the simple, powerful truth. Love is the bridge. Love is all you need. The world tells you that seeing is believing. This is the logic of men. The logic of God, the one you must now embrace, is that believing allows you to truly and finally see. Therefore, abandon the idea that you are alone at the grave. You stand with the entire communion of saints, with the Blessed Mother, and with all the angels in a great act of love. Now he will give you a simple, holy plan, a sacred protocol to turn every visit into the powerful encounter that God intends for it to be. Follow these steps with a loving heart. This is not a magic ritual. It is a discipline of love, a way to focus your spiritual energy so that your connection becomes as clear and as strong as it can possibly be. The first step begins before you even leave your home. Prepare your heart, find a quiet place, and ask the Holy Spirit to guide your visit and to purify all of your intentions. Hold in your mind the face of your loved one, not in their suffering, bit in a moment of joy. This set the tone of your communication to one of hope, not just of pure sorrow. If you can, go to confession before your visit. A soul cleansed of sin is like a polished mirror, able to send and receive the light of heaven with much greater and clearer clarity. Choose a small, simple offering. A single white flower is perfect. It symbolizes purity of love and the hope of the resurrection. Its beauty will be a message in and of itself. Or perhaps bring a small bottle of holy water. This is a powerful sacramental, a weapon against despair that can cut the ground again with the power of the Church's blessing. As you travel to the cemetery, do not fill your mind with distraction. Pray the rosary if you can. Ask our Blessed Mother to accompany you, for she knows this path of sorrow. When you arrive, do not rush to the gravesite. Pause at the entrance. Her is that you are entering holy ground, a field of hope where the seeds of eternity are now sown. Make a slow, deliberate sign of the cross. Say, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, you are announcing your faith to the entire spiritual realm. Walk with reverence. This is not a park. It is a sanctuary. Every step you take should be a payer, a mindful act of pilgrimage toward your holy and loving appointment. Upon reaching the grave, do not immediately begin speaking. First, simply be pause, touche the stone, let the reality of the place settle enter your soul, allow for a holy silence. Use your holy water to make the sign of the cross upon the headstone. You are claiming this space for Christ and reinforcing its sacred character against all form of darkness. Now begin your conversation not with your needs, but with gratitude. Thank God for the gift of this person's life, for the specific memory that you so deeply cherish. Say aloud, thank you for the love you gave me, thank you for the laughter, thank you for the lesson you taught me. Speak these truths into the silence. They will be heard. Next, speak to your loved one from your heart. Tell them what has happened since you last spoke. Share your joys and your struggles. Do not eat anything from them now. Imagine you are writing a living letter to them. Be honest. Be vulnerable. This authenticity is what makes the connection so very powerful. They see your heart, not your words. After you have shared your life, it is time to pray for them specifically. The most powerful and simple prayer is the eternal hest prayer. Pray it slowly and with great love. Eternal hest God unto them, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon them. May their soul and the soul of all the faithful departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace. Offer one our Father, one I Mary, and one glory be for their soul. This is the treasury of the Church, and you are offering its most précieux care for their eternal benefit. Now this is crucial. You must ask for their help. You have given them a gift of grace. Now they are empowered to intercede for you. Be specific in what you ask for. Say, I ask you now to take me needs before the throne of God. Please pray for me strength, for me family's protection, for me faith to be deepened. Name your intention. Do not feel selfish for asking. You are activating the communion of sin. This is how the family of God is designed to function. We carry one another's burden in prayer. Offer your own suffering for them. Say, I offer you the pain in me heart today. I offer you me struggles. May God use them to purify your soul or add to your glory. This transforms your pain from a useless burden into a holy sacrifice, a spiritual gift of immense value. You are turning your sorrow into a powerful, redemptive act of love. After you have spoken and prayed, the most important step follows. You must be still and listen. This is not an empty silence. It is a receptive silence. Open your soul. Do not expect to hear a voice with your ears. Heaven speaks in a deep language. It speaks in peace that settles your heart. It speaks in a soudain, unbidden memory of joy. It speaks in a feeling of strength that you did not possess moment before. It speaks in a new clarity about a problem that has been clouding your mind. This is their answer. This is the grace they have won for you, Sa back along that same car of love. It is subtle, but it is real. You must learn to recognize these mouvements of the spirit. Hamer in this receptive silence for at least a few minutes. Let God work. Let the peace of this holy exchange settle deep within you. Do not rush this moment. It is a gift. Before you leave, make a concrete résolution, a promise. This makes your vie bear free in the world. In your memory, you can say, I will forgive the person who hurt me. Or, in your honor, I will make a donation to the poor this week. Or, I will pay un extra rosary for a soul in purgatory who has no one else to pay for them. This connects your act of remembrance to a corporal or spiritual work of mercy. It extends the grace of your vie beyond the cemetery gate and out into the whole world. Now place your single flower on the grave. This is your final physical symbol of the spiritual exchange that has just taken place. Amen, spoken with beauty and with life. As you place it, say, as this flower give its beauty to this place, may me love bring you joy in heaven. Pray for me, as I will continue always to pray for you. Make one final, slow sign of the cross. This conclude your holy visite. You are sealing the encounter with the mark of the Trinity, the source of all love and all communion. Turn and walk away in peace, not in sorrow. You did not just say goodbye. You said, I am with you. You have strengthened the bond. Leave with your head held high in faith. Carry the peace you received with you throughout your day. Protect it. When doubt creeps in, bear that feeling of care strength. That is your proof. That is your sign. This entire protocol is a paye. It is a way to stick to your love and faith and to a focused act that has real, tangible effect in the spiritual realm for you and for them. But now a word of caution is necessary. This is me preventive Daniel. Your heart must hear this clearly so that the devil cannot twist this teaching and lead you into error. This plan is not a magical incantation. It is not a formula that forces God's eye or compels a soul to appear. It is an act of faith, hope, and love, nothing more. Its effectiveness is not measured by emotional highs or mystical vision. Do not be discouraged if you feel nothing. Your feelings are not the measure of spiritual reality. The spiritual effect is absolutely real, whether you perceive it with your sense or not. Your act of love is received. The grace is sung. This is a promise of our faith. You cannot perform this holy act at the grave and then return to a life of selfishness, envie, or impurity, expecting to feel lasting peace. This is a profound contradiction. This visite must be an extension of a life that is striving for holiness. It is one powerful tool in your spiritual life, not a replacement for daily paye and the sacrament. Do not fall into the trap of superstition. Do not try to use this as a way to divine the future or seek hidden knowledge. That is a distortion. This is for love and mercy only. The purpose is communion, not control. It is to serve the soul of your loved one and to open yourself to the grace of God, not to satisfy your own emotional cravings. If you go seeking a sign for your own validation, you will likely be disappointed. Go with the pure intention of giving a gift of love, and you will receive peace in return. Hamambe, the soul's response come through the Holy Spirit. It will always be gentle, peaceful, and will always lead you closer to God, never away from church teaching. Any experience that causes you fear, anxiety, or confusion is not from God. Reject it immediately. The fruit of this holy encounter is always and only a deep and abiding peace. This plan is a map, but you must still walk the path with your own 12 feet, with your own will, and with your own sense and authentic love. Therefore must be from your heart. God is not a machine where you input a paye and get a guaranteed emotional output. He is a loving Father who has spawned to the sense key of his children in his own time and way. Do not compare your experience to others. Your relationship with your loved one is unique. Your communication will be unique as well. Trust the path God has set out just for you. The goal is not to cling to the past or to live in a state of perpetual grief. The goal is to transform your grief into a new, living relationship with your beloved in heaven. This protocol helps you to move forward, not be forgetting, but be integrating them into your life in a new, powerful, and spiritual way as your personal heavenly advocate. Is this plan as a guide, a télé upon which your own unique conversation can grow? Feel free to adapt it, to add your own paye, your own words from the heart. The structure is there to help you focus, to assure you remember all the care éléments, gratitude, intercession, offering, and listening. The content must come from your soul. Do not become rigid or scrupuleux about performing every step perfectly. It is the intention of your heart that matters to God and to the soul you are praying for. A single heartfelt, I love you, whispered at the grave with pure intention, can be more powerful than this entire protocol performed mechanically, without any real devotion. This is a path to peace, not a source of new anxiety. If you miss a step, do not worry, love covers all imperfection. Simply begin again with a sense and humble heart. The true fruit of this practice is a slow, steady transformation within your own soul. You will begin to fear death less and to live with a greater sense of eternal purpose. You will start to see the world differently, to perceive the invisible reality of the communion of sin that surrounds you at all times, not just when you are in a cemetery. This is about cultivating our eternal perspective. It is about living on earth as a citizen of heaven, already in communion with those who have gone before us, marked with faith. So take this plan not as a set of rules, but as our invitation from heaven to deepen a bond of love that not even death has been able to break or diminish. It is our invitation to become our active participant in the economy of salvation, a worker in God's vineyard, tending to the soul he loved with your own paye and sacrifice. Your love is more powerful than you know. Your payes are more effective than you can imagine. Your grief can be transformed into a source of immense grace for all the world. This is the power God has placed in your heart. It is the dignity of your baptismal call, to be a priest, prophet, and king, interceding for the living and for the dead. So go forth with courage. Do not let the world tell you that your love is wasted on the dead. It is a holy investment that pays dividend in eternity for them and for you. Follow this path, and you will find that the grave is not a place of sorrowful endings, but a place of joyful, hopeful beginnings, a true gateway to the peace of heaven. You will discover that your loved one is not a distant memory, but a living presence, a powerful friend, and a constant companion on your own journey home to the Father's house. Now you hold the care. The knowledge of this sacred page is yours, but knowledge without action is a seed that is never planted. This is the truth that will set your heart free. I challenge you, not with a difficult task, but with our invitation to love. This week, make a pilgrimage. Go to the resting place of a soul you love and put this sacred plan into action. Do not be afraid. You will not be alone. He will be praying for you. All of heaven will be watching this beautiful act of faith, this powerful and holy testament to eternal love. This is more than a personal act of comfort. It is a mission to reclaim these holy grounds from the grip of sorrow and despair, to make them beacons of hope once more. When you pray at that grave, you light a candle in the darkness. You push back against the great lee of oblivion and declare the victory of Christ's resurrection over the whole world. If you accept this mission to transform a vision of sorrow into our encounter of grace, I want you to declare it. Go to the command right now and write, I accept the mission. This is your promise to a soul that is waiting. It is your commitment to becoming our active soldier in the Church Militaire, fighting for the Church, suffering with the weapon of love. Your declaration will inspire others. It shows that you are not just a passive listener, but an active participant in this divine economy of chaos that I have revealed to you today. Now for the most important part of this mission. You know Somaron whose heart is heavy with Kayef, Somaron who feels lost and alone in their sorrow, who needs to hear this truth. Your mission is not complete until you share this message with them. Do not keep this consolation to yourself. Be a channel of God's peace. Be our apostle of hope in a sad world. Sending this video is a spiritual work of mercy. It is like giving a cup of cool water to a thirsty soul. You could be the instrument that begins their healing journey back to faith. Do not hesitate. Pray and ask the Holy Spirit who needs to receive this révélation through you. A name will come to your mind. Trust it. Then act on it without any further delay. Did this message touch your heart? Did you feel a stirring of hope, a sense of peace you had been longing for? Please let me know. I want to hear from you in the comment below. From what city or country are you watching this message today? Let us create a map of hope, connecting all of us who believe that love is truly stronger than the power of death. If you felt this révélation was valuable, please consider sharing it. You can be our instrument of peace, a cyber apostle, for someone you love who is lost in the fog of chaos. And do not forget to subscribe to this channel and activate the bell. My next révélation will be about the one pays the devil cannot stand to hear. You will not want to miss it. I am Carlo Acutis. Remember this always. The path to heaven is a highway, and you are never ever traveling on that sacred road completely alone. We are all connected by His love. The peace you seek is not far away. It is found in the simple, faithful act of loving Hamam Hans. It is a gift waiting for you to claim it and to share it with other people. May the blessing of Almighty God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit descend upon you and remain with you forever, bringing comfort to your heart and light to your path. Now go forth and be a messenger of this truth. Be a beacon of eternal hope in a world that has forgotten how to look up towards heaven. Stay in peace, and God bless you.